Hello, everyone. It is Rory here at that Eurovision site. We are continuing on with our interviews for Festival da Canção 2024. And in this interview, I'm joined by the absolutely lovely Yolanda, who will hopefully try to represent Portugal at Eurovision 2024 with their song Grito. Muito bem-vindo a esta entrevista, tudo bem?
Olá, Rory, estás bom? Tudo
Ah,
ótimo.
fantástico. Thank you so much, thank you.
Let's make it in Portuguese, by the way.
Muito obrigado. O meu nível de português não é tão bom, mas tento. So, yeah.
Wow, but you speak. You do speak.
I do, yeah, not a lot, but I try my best. So
Oh,
I do the best I can. But yeah, so you are hoping to represent Portugal with your song Grito, and you were invited by RTP to take part in the festival. I mean, how was that for you to be invited by the broadcaster for that?
it was actually like at the beginning, I wasn't aware that that was a possibility. I knew that people were invited in previous years, but I really wanted to send a song. So I was kind of like thinking with my process of like songwriting and stuff. I've been recording my first EP, blah blah blah. So I was like, what's the next step? What's coming next? And I always wanted to do something as big as this festival. So the opportunity just came to the table, and I was like, wow, okay, we're being invited, and it was kind of a responsibility as well. And yeah, I was super excited. I was not expecting it, and now we're here, just doing what we want to do, basically. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, the song itself is fantastic. It's a really sort of
Thank
dramatic
you.
kind of ballad, I guess. Like, I mean, obviously, like we speak Portuguese here, but I mean, a lot of people would not be able to sort of understand the lyrics of the song. Whereas, like, would you be able to just explain just a little bit about sort of the song's meaning?
Well, the song, like in the beginning, when I started writing songs, I think I was going to this kind of world of love, and exploring my past relationships. But now, in this phase, when I was invited by RTP, I thought, why not take a more personal side, and like explore something within me that I wasn't exploring in the beginning. So I just went to this journey, and I started therapy as well. So I'm kind of like going through this personal journey of understanding what should I think about myself, and what should I, like, just feel, and I'm just embracing everything. So the song came around as I think as a space for me to express myself and my insecurities as well, and obviously ask for help, like, and ask for understanding and comprehension, and just how can I explain this? This is a not a scream of help, but more a scream of like self-defense, and trusting in yourself, and believing that even though in the worst moments of your life, you can always you can always think that there's a light, like at the end of the tunnel. And I think the light, and the sentence that I say, ainda arde, it's basically, it still burns, but it's not literally the flame. It's more of light, and like feeling inside yourself that flame that keeps on burning, because you really want to do stuff, and you really want to be better, to others, to yourself, and just like embrace yourself, embrace your insecurities, embrace everything about yourself, and just be a better person to the world. And maybe one day you'll have whatever you are dreaming, even though it's sometimes abstract. But the thing is that just feel yourself as you are. Yeah, basically
Definitely.
that's it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it sounds really interesting, and also kind of lyrically and sort of sonically as well. It sort of reminded me a little bit of Saudade Saudade from Maro. That
Really?
kind of like a sort of like
Wow.
a follow up to it. So like obviously
Okay.
like, with the pain that she feels, sort of like
Yeah.
after losing someone, and then this kind of thing of like kind of rebirth is like I will defend myself. I will sort of fight for myself. It's that. Would you sort of notice maybe a comparison with that?
I don't know. Like I'm such a fan of Maro, and I loved her song. And I'm like, I would say, maybe the ambience, I think, and like the beginning, that I start very like gently. She's just such a gentle singer. You know what I mean? Like her voice is it's so awesome, And yeah, I think, but I've never thought. I actually saw some comments of people saying that it reminded them of Maru, but I was like, wow, okay, that's such a big compliment because I'm such a fan, and I was like, oh my god.
I,
But yeah, I think I can see some similarities. I think we went for a more epic vibe, obviously, and I wanted to do something like dramatic. I'm like that even in my other songs. Like I like dramatic stuff.
you like
But
the
this
drama in
one
the best
wanted to
way.
have like a happy ending, you know what I mean? Like a happy and like that epic vibe. Not exactly like sad epic vibe, but more like epic, like we're building something, we're building some confidence, we'll build, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just
yeah, totally. Yeah. It definitely sounds like that. It definitely within the sort of sonic element, especially with that kind of dramatic sort of build up at the end.
yeah.
It's fantastic. Especially with that sort of scream at the end. Oh, fantastic. And
For
as well,
sure.
like you've already have quite a long sort of history, sort of like with writing. You know, you started writing
Mhm.
as a teenager, and you also went to BIM as well in the
I went
UK.
at BIM. Yeah, I studied there for 3 years, but one of the other, the third year was something done online because of COVID, and it was kind of sad to come back to Portugal, but at the same time, I was so eager to come back because I think I've learned so much in London, but I was missing my family so much and my friends and the sea, obviously, and the sun. I think those elements were like lacking in my life, but I miss London so much, like the all of the culture and just like the mixture of cultures and just being present in a world that it's so big, like there's so many different things happening every time at every minute. So yeah, I've studied there. I've studied songwriting. I've brought some of that um, culture with me, like whatever I've learned there. I don't know exactly specific stuff, but I think I've brought some references and some like more in the electronic part of my sonic um, ambient sound, whatever. And yeah, it's been like it brought me some rich references that I could add to my music and just like mixture with traditional Portuguese side. Even though I don't like to use like I'm not using that much. Like I'm using cavaquinho. I don't know if you, I've just said it in an English way, cavaquinho, but like I'm using that small guitar that I've played since I was a young girl with my family, and we had this group of like 30 people playing that little guitar. I'm calling it that, and like the mixture. I don't know. It's just very familiar to me, and that's why we went there. Obviously, the strings and everything that we added, they happened because we wanted to have something epic. So we just built some orchestration elements, and yeah, I'm super excited with the song. I think obviously now I listen to it and I'm like, oh, we could have done that, or we could have done that, but like we could have done so many things, and I think everybody feels that when they finish uh, an art piece. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just me.
You're perfectionist in the best way, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just because there's so many things you can create, like there's endless options. So I guess everything would work. And then you're just like, oh, if I had more time, I would do that. Or if I had more time, I would do the other thing. So yeah,
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd just be stuck at it for ages, and it's just better just to leave it as things as now.
exactly. Yeah. And you need
Definitely.
to like release it. There's a,
Just get it
timeline,
out.
you know?
Literally. So
Yeah.
with sort of like looking at Eurovision, would you say that you're sort of a big Eurovision fan? Like do you usually watch the show? How would you usually sort of celebrate?
Well, I've started watching Eurovision, I believe, around 2008, 2009. Well, obviously I knew it before, but I think I started watching it more regularly at that time with Senhora do Mar
Yeah. Yeah, Vanya
by
Fernandes.
Kittens. Yeah. And she actually was my teacher, my singing teacher for a year, like back in the days. So
No
it's really cool.
way.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
We had that. Then I studied in this school called Hot Club here in Portugal. And basically, we had a year that she became my teacher, and it was really cool. She's really fun. I've learned so much with her. And then basically well, I've started watching it. I think it was that year because I like listening to her voice, and that song brought me something, I don't know, very home, like very very. And I think it was a very Portuguese type of song, if that exists. But I don't know, it just reminded me of Portugal, and that vibe and the sea and all of that. I kind of crave that energy. So yeah, I've started watching that. Then obviously Saudade with Salvador Sobral. Obviously, what an amazing song and what an amazing singer and yeah, and then obviously the Eurovision type thing. I was not aware, and then I've started like crawling into it and watching these amazing performances and some crazy ones. And I think it's just so beautiful that like that it's a space that embraces a lot of things that I love as well. All the queer community, all the colors, the lights. I don't know. It's just very magical to me, and I don't know. I would love to be part of it, but at the same time, like it's just so beautiful to have that. Obviously, it's a competition, but like having that competition that brings so many joy to our like music community. It's beautiful. So yeah, I love Lorraine's performance with Euphoria. That's one of my favorite ones. With Barbara Pravi, that's another one. Heroes, I think that's the name of the song. Na, 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 na,
Yeah,
na,
yeah, yeah,
na.
Mons, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's his name. I never know how to pronounce his name.
It's
So yeah,
hard.
there's so many. And last year, I think it was Cha Cha Cha. That was crazy, that performance. That was super
Crazy.
crazy.
It would loved
Because
it
I
though.
think, yeah, and it's kind of like, but I've loved it because there's this, how can I say, there's this space to be creative at such a, like even sometimes weird place that it's so beautiful because you can just create whatever you are feeling, and that is really cool. And I think that should happen often
Definitely.
in the world, to be
Definitely.
creative without boundaries. Yeah.
100%, this is the best thing that we can hope for, especially for as an artist, as well as like musicians, music lovers. It's fantastic. Like, and so what would that mean for you then if you managed to win Festival da Canção and then make it to that? It's like, what would that mean for you?
Yeah, I think it would mean obviously like a next step in my life, and I think even though I don't want to, how can I say, like this is obviously we never know what happens in the future, and I think like I'm taking this festival very in a very chill way, and I'm trying to enjoy it because usually I get anxious, like we all get anxious when we go on stage, but I'm just trying to enjoy it as much as I can, and being able to like be with my crew and just like like be as a team enjoying something that we worked so much to do. If it happened, I don't know, like I would be obviously like baffled with all the emotion, and I don't know exactly how would I feel, but I think it would mean something very special because obviously I love my country and I would love to bring a little bit of what I do to that stage and just like meet that like so many people and other artists that are like around the world. And obviously like I'm seeing a lot of the other artists that are being chosen, or the songs and etc. And I would love to be part of that party. You know what I mean? Like I would love to just like feel that energy because I think that's what's most important in the process. But right now I'm just enjoying here and just like enjoying being with my colleagues. Like we are this big family. I know people from like more like before, like in the contestants this year. So it's kind of like I don't know. It seems like we're going to this school contest, and it's just very fun. So I don't know. I'm just enjoying it at the moment. Yeah.
That's all you really can do, to be honest. I mean, if you
Yeah.
put expectations on, it'll just make it like more
Yeah.
stressful.
My expectations are like just like in the bottom because like I don't have it because it doesn't like it doesn't work, and I think it doesn't work at anybody's favor. I think it's cool to just enjoy the experience, and I think obviously I had like a past of going to TV shows and stuff when I was younger, and I think right now like I'm in that physical and mentally phase where I can just like enjoy it, and I'm literally like going for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
just enjoy.
100% positive mental attitude. That's what you have to kind of go for.
Yeah.
And I guess if someone listens to Grito, then what would be like one song that you would recommend from your previous sort of catalog that you would recommend other people to check out then?
I think Grito is definitely the song, like the culmination of what I've done back in my EP. I think the whole EP is a story. So I would say, obviously, if you want to listen to the whole EP, I would be very honored because it's something that I've built with a beginning and an end. But I think the song that most represents what Grito is, I would say Lugar Certo, which is the most like electronic It's the most electronic, obviously, and it was actually produced by Left.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that
Yes.
such a weird like crossover?
Yeah, we did it like 2 years ago, I think. I think it's 2 years. Time is passing by so fast. But I think it's I wouldn't say just listen to that one just because it's a whole thing, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole work. So yeah, I'm just really excited to be part of whatever this is gonna bring, and it's so exciting.
Definitely. And just one final question, I guess, like, what would be your message to your sort of newfound international fans now that will have found you thanks to sort of Festival da Canção, you know?
I would say I'm this young girl who wants to just like build something, create something, and learn with the process. So if you guys want to help me with the process, I'm totally open to any positive, constructive, how do you say, opinions. And I really, really, really want to bring something beautiful, you know, and just like to the world, even though I'm not a doctor or I'm not a, you know, like in terms of like everything that I'm building, I want to have a message to the world, but my job is not like first in the first how do you say that in English? Like first row. You know, like I want to change the world, but I'm not saving people's lives, you know? Or maybe I am with my music, but I think like I'm trying to just bring something, some light to the world with whatever I can do, even if it's singing or co-producing my songs. So yeah, I just want people to be happy, and I really want to bring that a little bit of that happiness and that feeling, because I think we need to feel more as human beings, and we need to be more um empathic. Is that a word?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what I really want to bring. That's what I bring to this stage, like empathy and just being correct to each other and respect each other. Whether you are a queer person, a black person, a white person, a poor person, a rich person. You know what I mean? Like just respect each other. That's what we need in this world, and I try to bring that in whoever, like however manner I can. So yeah.
Definitely. Fantastic. Well, that sounds absolutely amazing. Muito obrigado e boa sorte
Obrigada.
para a semifinal. I cannot wait to see how things are going to show out tonight.
You.
It'll be amazing to see. Is you any social media that we can plug for you just whilst we're here?
Yeah, so you can follow me on my Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and that's it. On under Yolanda Music, so everything is the same. And yeah, basically that's it. I think I don't have any more social platforms. Do I have more? I don't think so.
If not, you can just make them and then just put them under the same name anyway.
If you have more, let me know in the comments.
There
If
you
there's more
go.
social platforms.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Muito obrigado. The best of
Thank you,
luck at
Rory.
how things will go out. So thank you so much. Thank you.